Hello, Just Good Your Works here, back for another review, and today I'm reviewing my most hyped up set ever. You guys know I've been wanting this set. I've wanted this set ever since I was a little kid watching The Simpsons, and it's finally come out. It's set number 71006. It's called The Simpsons House. It has 2,523 pieces, 6 minifigures, and in the United States it retails for $200. Now a lot of you guys probably don't know this, but this was actually released early today, January 17th, as a VIP release at the LEGO store and on LEGO Shop at Home. And you could actually get it if you're a VIP member. You just got to put in your VIP card or whatever. So this finally came out. When we first saw pictures of this actually earlier this month, it came really quick. I think they moved up the release dates because the pictures were released early. I just fell in love with this set. And you guys know I wanted this set and that I would get it no matter what. And it's finally come. And now let's just take a look at the packaging. And believe me, it's massive. So here's the box, and you can see the box for this set is massive. It's just kind of the biggest box for a LEGO set I've ever gotten. You can see just the detail on this with the top part, which shows kind of the artwork of the family and even Santa's little helper and Snowball, which do not appear in the set. The top shows the minifigures and some of the accessories and stuff like that, which looks really cool. And it all is on this little detail right here, which are kind of like studs, but they also have kind of the Simpson character eyes on it, which I really do like that. And you can see just the little circles right there. So that's a really nice touch. It looks great. Now on the back, it shows all the little details with the house, and you can see like all the play features and stuff like that. The side right here has some really nice artwork with the clouds and everything like that. And this side right here has some more nice artwork, which is basically the character art and the clouds and the set again. So it's a very, very detailed box. It reminds me a little bit of the Death Star box for Star Wars. Also, you do get 3 really lengthy, because this was kind of a really long build. It took me 9 hours to build this. You get 3 lengthy instruction booklets. There's the first one. You can see right there, really high quality stuff. I mean, I don't know. I've never noticed how high quality these instruction booklets are, or maybe it's just this set. And they smell really nice too. And you can just see how small they are compared to the box, because I didn't even zoom out or anything like that. This is really the size. And then when you put the box right there, you can see how it trumps it like that. And interestingly enough, which I'm a little bit disappointed by, I was hoping there would be an advertisement for the Minifigure series, but there's none on the instruction booklets, just in case you were curious. There is, however, advertisement for Creator Expert, but that's about it. And now on to the minifigures. So you can see here is a Homer minifigure. Of course, I already taken a look at this version, but this minifigure is just fantastic. I love his torso printing, and I'm pretty sure this version will be exclusive to this set, and then the regular version will be in the collectible minifigure series, which will have his regular torso and then his regular facial printing. But this version does have his nuclear power plant outfit. He has a nice sleeve printing on both of his arms, and then he has a very kind of different face, which is his lazy face or his hungry face, because like I said, the collectible minifigure series will have his regular eyes and stuff like that. This is just some nice variation, and I really love the mold of his head. I think it really translates the cartoon look of the show into a 3D, I guess you could say, model, and you can just see all his hair detail on the sides and then on the top like that. Just an excellent minifigure, love him, and now on to the next minifigure. So here is Bart Simpson, and this is a minifigure I have not looked at before. So here's kind of a first look from me in hands, because I didn't get like a leaked version of this. And you can see he's just an excellent minifigure. He has some nice shoe printing and pants printing. Not even nice, excellent shoe and pants printing, which Lisa also has that. But that's just some excellent detail. I mean, we've never seen short legs that have this kind of printing. It's just so intricate, and it goes all the way around, which just looks fantastic. I really love that. It's just the little kind of details that make these minifigures so awesome. And he also has some nice sleeve printing on the sides, just like Homer, but his sleeves are red, which match his appearance in the show. And for his torso, he has no printing, which he doesn't need any printing. And he does have this little skateboard right here, which is his signature skateboard. This is actually a sticker, but the rest of the skateboard is, of course, just kind of some odd colors. Like, I've never seen purple wheels on a skateboard, and the lime little skateboard, I guess you could say main body or whatever. Not really into skateboards, but it really captures the look of his skateboard in this show, so I really do like that. Maybe in the minifigure series we'll get this, but with a printed kind of thing, and not like a sticker or anything like that. So that's really cool. And then you can see his face right there. He's looking to the side, maybe he's going to do something sneaky, or maybe he's just trying to look cool. But it's just some great variation, because I can assure you, in the minifigure series, he'll just have his regular normal eyes. And you can just see the molding on his head is just excellent. It's very kind of a hard plastic, and it's smooth too. And you can see his ears right there, his nose, and his back. And then for his top hair, he has all his spikes, and it's just kind of a really kind of hard plastic, and it feels really cool. If you take off his head, you can see inside he has actually a lot of room, and you can see the detail under his mouth and stuff like that. So overall, an excellent minifigure. So here's Marge Simpson. Of course, this is another minifigure that I did not get as a leaked minifigure or anything like that, but that's fine because she is actually a really cool minifigure. When I first saw her, I wasn't too fond of her, but that was back in December when we didn't see the full minifigure, and now that I've seen the full minifigure, I really do like her. You can see her torso printing is really kind of cool because it's a variation on her regular torso print, because this one has just an apron, and then this little, I guess you could say bottom part, I'm not really sure what it's called. That's a continuation of the apron, so that's really cool. Only thing that she's missing is the little, I guess you could say, her high heels on her legs. I really wish they would have included that, but otherwise she is still just an excellent minifigure. She has some back printing right there, which is a continuation of her torso, and I'm not going to take this off because it's actually really hard to put on, but under there, it's just a little kind of white hinge leg part, like this part right here is just white, so it's nothing too special. And her face, she looks like she's a little bit annoyed or something like that, which is cool because you can tell that's just variation. And then in the collectible minifigure series, she'll have a regular face or whatnot. And she does have her very recognizable hair, which has all her little, I guess you could say, details with that, because it looks like they're little balls, but that's how it would look in a 3D setting. And on the top of her hairpiece, interestingly enough, there's actually a hole. So I don't know why that's there. That's probably just there for the molding process or something like that. But it would be cool if you could fit accessories there, but I doubt that will happen. Like, there's like no chance of that happening. And there's not really like any regular pieces that can stick in there for as far as I tried or whatever. But overall, just an excellent minifigure. You can see her grin on the side like that. So yeah, just really love this minifigure. Next up is little Lisa Simpson, and she is Springfield's answer to a question nobody asked. But yeah, she is just an excellent minifigure still. I know I'm just like raving over these minifigures, but I think they're all just amazing. You can see her eye printing like that. She kind of has her eyelashes are like kind of like, I guess you could say slanted, but you could tell that's just variation. Like, that's not how they normally look, and it just kind of adds effect to the minifigure. She has some very nice torso printing right there, and back torso printing, and you could see that this part right here is actually a little felt part, kind of like what Marge has. And the felt part, I'm not really sure to call it felt, but it's like, you know, a cape part, and you just kind of have to fold it like that. I think this one works a little bit better than Marge's, because Marge's, I never liked it when it's like kind of this rectangular like that. But this one works fine because she has the short legs and it's kind of a short felt part. But if you take them off, she actually has some really cool printed legs, which you can see right here. So that just looks great. And it's kind of like what Bart has, where she has shoes and then the top little pants part. And that's cool to see so much printing on just these little kind of small legs. And you can see on the back right there. Her molded head is really cool. If you take it off, you can see inside there's actually a lot of space, and you can see the bottom of her mouth right there. But you can see her facial printing looks great, and all the detail on her hair is great too, and it's really kind of a hard plastic, so it's not like rubber or anything like that. And on the top of her hair, you can see the detail right there. So yeah, she's another really excellent minifigure. And now on to Maggie. So here's Maggie, and of course I just got this minifigure on Monday, and now this is my second one, so that's kind of funny. But you can see her outfit is actually a new mold, and her head's a new mold, of course. And her outfit actually has this little part right here, which are her little legs, and then she has this back part, which is kind of a continuation of it. And that looks great because it looks how she usually looks in the show, and you see the detail right there. And then under, she has these two little parts to put her on studs. So that's great. And then the detail on her head, she has her little bow in her hair, her eyes, and then her pacifier, which is a great mold. And you can see the back right there, top part like that. And then if you want to see the bottom of her molded head, because I think these molded heads are really interesting. You can see like that. So she is just an excellent minifigure. And now on to Ned Flanders. So here is Ned Flanders, and you can just see he's an excellent minifigure. Of course, I've already taken a look at this minifigure twice, but I just can't express how cool that torso is. I really love how it says "Hail to the Chef," and it has that really kind of cartoony writing that's seen in the show. And his legs have a continuation of that apron, and the back does too. And this version is exclusive to this set. I can just already tell you off the bat, even though we haven't seen the collectible minifigure series, because he has an apron all over it, and it's not his regular outfit. So that is pretty cool. And on the side, you can see the continuation of his glasses, which I really liked. And I didn't touch on that on the last Ned Flanders video, but I touched on that on the first one. And it's just the small little details like that that make these minifigures just excellent. You can see the rest of his eye rim. There's not like a little part of his glasses, a little handle. So that's really cool. And just the molding on his head is great. And then his front part right there. You can see the top of his head like that, and then if you take off his head, you can see the inside, which is detailed too, and the underside, which you can see his mustache. A really hard plastic, it's not like rubber or anything like that. And then he does come with this little spatula, which is different from the one I have, because I have this one in yellow, but this one is actually in orange. So that's cool that there's actually a different color from the one from the cafe of Friends, which is where I got this little piece from. But this version, like I said, comes with the orange one. So that's really cool, and just an excellent minifigure. Now let's get onto the set itself. So here is the house itself, and you can just see how big it is. And it's jam-packed with details inside, but first we'll take a look at some of these accessories outside. It is really huge. Just comparing it to a regular size minifigure, it's about 5 to 6 times the size of Emmett, which I have lying around. But compared to like Homer, it's about 4 to 5 times his size. So yeah, all the details I'll show you later, but let's get to the little stuff on the front. Like I said, there's a lot of details inside, but first I'll be taking a look at some of the details outside. And there's a lot of loose parts, like this little part right here, which is a flowering pot wheelbarrow. Now Marge is using this on the cover of the box, but it's actually property of Ned Flanders, and you can see that on the sticker right there. So that's funny because Homer loves to borrow stuff, and it even says this in the descriptions, from Ned Flanders, and he never returns them, so he basically takes them. And this is one of the 3 items that Homer borrows. And you can see the flower pots right here are actually a pretty cool build. They use that new flowering pot piece from 2014, which is really cool. You can see that right there. And the flowers inside. And you get 2 of those, identical. And you just take this one out. And you can put those anywhere on the front. And then for the wheelbarrow itself, it's a nice lime green color. And like I said, there is a little sticker that says property of Ned Flanders. The bottom part right here. And the side right here. At first, before I saw that it said property of Ned Flanders, I was thinking it was the one from My Sister, My Sitter, which was like, I think, season 6 of The Simpsons. And I know they used a green one in a green wheelbarrow in that episode, but it's not because it wasn't property of Ned Flanders in that episode. And you can see there's also this little shovel right here to dig the flowers in, or I guess put the flowers in the pots. So that's cool, and that's one of the first accessories. Next up is this little barbecue owned by Ned, and you can see that's kind of assured because it says property of Ned Flanders on that little sticker on the tile itself. And it's just really kind of a cute little build to add on to the set. You could put 2 sausages in there, and if you close it really tight, you could sometimes fit one of the sausages or keep it in. Now, let me see. You see it worked like that. But if you put 2 of them, one always seems to fall out when you close it like that. So it is just a really nice build. There's some nice orange colors on there. It adds a little bit to the set, and it doesn't really have a place in the house or anything like that. But like I said, it's just one of those little add-on builds that they always add to expensive sets. So that's cool. Next up with the little accessories on the front is Bart's ramp, which says El Barto on it, which is Bart's little alias whenever he's like spray painting or vandalizing property or stuff like that. And you can see the side right there. It's a nice kind of tealish color, which we see a lot in Friends. This is a little sticker. So if you're not into stickers, you don't have to apply that. And I probably wouldn't if you're not into like The Simpsons, because these are actually really nice pieces to get in this kind of tealish color. And you can see the side, they have these little green parts. I guess it's for grass or something like that. And of course you can put Bart on his little skateboard on the ramp, and you can kind of wheel him down if you do it like that. Reminds me a little bit of I think it was called the Sports Gravity Game sports sets, which I actually really liked when they first came out. And of course Island Extreme Stunts, which had a little bit of skateboards, and I think it had 1 or 2 ramps. I'm not entirely sure. And so that's it for the little accessories on the front. Now I'll show kind of a little bit of the house detail on the front, but I'll do probably a zoom out later. And you can see it has these little windows on the front, which really match the ones in the show excellent, so they really nailed that one down. And then they have the door, which I'm not going to open because if you open it, you can't close it unless you take everything apart. And you can see there's this little window right here, which is identical to the other one. And then we got this little part for the garage. And you could open up the garage, and then you could take out the car, which is another kind of add-on to the set. And the car is, of course, Homer's recognizable car, which is a pink, I'm not really sure, I think it's a station wagon. I'm not sure about cars. But just the detail on here is actually really cool because they actually have the dent that's found in the show. So that's a nice detail like that. And you can see the wheels are actually using that new tire from 2014, I believe I want to say, which was the same ones in the race car set from City. And you can see the back right here. And it uses this little sticker which says 1PHL07 Springfield, USA. So that's really nice. And they use the same sticker on the front detail for the license plate. And on the back of the car, you could actually open it. You just got to open it right here. And you can put Homer's suitcase. And you could fit the plutonium rod, which is really, really cool. And they use this little part right here, this little fork part, I guess it's called, to hold the rod. And inside there's nothing much else, or not really anything else inside. And on the side you could actually open and close these doors, which are really nice. And there's actually room to fit 4 of the family members as far as I tried. There's no cover on the top of the car, which is a little bit disappointing. But I don't really care because that's really the only way you could fit Marge inside. So yeah, I understand why they did it, but it would have been cool to have a little add-on part when you're not fitting Marge or whoever to cover up the top like that. But still, you can see the detail in there. There's this little stick shift part and the steering wheel. And there's actually a sticker inside, which I'll show by taking off this part right here. And I don't know if you guys could see that, but inside there's a sticker for kind of the dashboard, I believe it's called. And it's actually really cool because it has that cartoony look from the show. So that's a nice little sticker detail right there. And we zoom out. And again, this uses some really nice pink pieces, which I really do like because pink pieces are a bit more common nowadays, but still kind of rare to find. But I mean, the Friends theme has helped that because the Friends theme uses a lot of pink pieces. And let me just put this part right here. And overall, it's just a really kind of fun car. Let me fit Homer in there. And you could kind of fit them because there's a little bit of space like that. There's no seats or anything, which I understand. Then to fit Marge, I guess you'll have to take off her little apron part like this. And put her down like that. And if you're curious, here's how she looks under without the apron, which I forgot to show earlier, or I chose not to show. So you'll put her kind of right on the side like this. And she fits right there. And I guess you could try to stuff all 3 of the kids on the back, but I don't think it will fit unless they're all like this. So you'll have to put like Maggie on the back right here. But yeah, you see it's really hard to get them to all stand up. Well, you got Bart right there and you got Lisa, but you can't put all 3 together. So what they showed on the box was to kind of put Bart riding his skateboard on the side, then put Maggie and Lisa like this inside, and then they fit like that. So you could see they have all 4 of the family members, or they have 4 of them, but not Bart, and then Bart rides on the side like that, which I guess works, and they fit kind of really well like that, just with the 4 of them. So yeah, it's a very jam-packed car because these figures do have really big heads, like I said, which kind of make it a little bit more clustered. But still, very nice car. I like how they added that on. And now on to kind of an outlook of the actual house itself. So here is the house itself, all zoomed out and everything. I know I showed the front zoomed out, but now we can take a look at the side. And the side actually has some nice details on the chimney itself. And you can see they use the bricks right here, which give kind of that nice brick look. And actually in the show, on the side of the house right here, they actually have bricks on these kind of similar locations. That's actually a really nice touch by LEGO to kind of get that down. On the back, you can see I have this door actually a little bit open, but you could of course close that. It's just kind of hard to close if you don't want to open it. I don't really want to open it right now. So you can kind of see the door to the side right there, and of course you can close it. And this is the patio area right here. Now the patio area actually has its two little add-ons, which are these little lounge chairs and these little, I guess you could say, I don't even know, margaritas or just glasses. And it's kind of interesting because they have a cherry in there. Would have been cool to get like a printed Buzz soda or something like that. And you could lay some of the minifigures, not really the short-legged ones, so not the kids, but you could probably lay Marge right here so she could chill out or whatever. And I still have Marge without her little apron because she was in the car. And you could lay her down like that, and she fits on like that. You can see right there. So that's really cool to get these little add-ons, and then you can lay down Homer like that. Well, I would have preferred a hammock or something. I understand why they put that, because a hammock would require 2 trees and it would just be more money. So this is just a cute little add-on that probably didn't cost them any money to add or anything like that. And yeah, you can see they fit like that, and Homer keeps on slipping down because of his head. But still a very, very nice add-on, even though he keeps on falling off. And the side right here, you could see there's these little windows on the top right here and then on the back. And on the back of the garage, there's actually this little grass detail right here, which is cool. And the window right there. And the grass detail on the side right here. And how this works, to get into the house, you have to take off all these little roofs like this. So that's the first way to get in. So you just take off the roof right there. And you can see some of the top, which I'll get into later. And the garage right here, you can take off the roofs like that. And like that. And of course, there's roofs on the back. And then the second way to get into the house, let me just move all this out of the way, is to disconnect this part right here. There are actually Technic pins, and it's a little bit of a pain to get it fit on right. So you can see they separate easily, but like I said, it's kind of hard to put them back together. Kind of similar to the Vampire Castle set from Monster Fighters, which I was kind of having a hard time putting together without it breaking, but this one doesn't really break as often, so that's good. I'm not really all uptight about that because this is much more sturdier than the Vampire Castle when you put them together. And this side has this little opening door to the family room or the entertainment room with the TV right there, which we'll get into later. And then to open it right here, and you can see there's this little AC unit right there, or air conditioner, which says property of Ned Flanders. So that's the last of Ned's little stuff that Homer's borrowing. And that's actually a cool way to open it this way, because all you have to do is hold it down and then move it like that, and you can see that that is how the house itself opens. And you just kind of move it out like that, and then you open the house. And inside is all the cool little details in all the rooms. You can see right there. And then the garage, here's the side part right here. There's this little doorway that leads into that doorway over there. So that is all so cool. And now we could get into the inside of the house, and I guess I'll do the garage last. But first up, when you enter the house, which this is a door to enter the house, you're greeted by this little piano right here, which is really cool. This is a purple piano with a sticker right there. And I really like how they did the details on the keys. They just use those little vent pieces. I've seen that done before in some LEGO sets. And the back right there. The only flaw I have with this is that it doesn't always stay, because there's just these little jumper pieces right here to put the piano on. You can see right here. And that's all it has to stay. So if you move it like this, it moves off like it moves off like kind of easily. So that's kind of a little bit of a flaw, but still it fits on there pretty well most of the time. And you can see the outside window leads on right there. And there's this little seat where you could put maybe Lisa playing the piano or whatnot. Whoa, sorry about that cut, but you can see this is a little part right here, which is the entrance into the house. Next little room is the kitchen, and it's not really accurate to show because even with the entrance to the house, the stairs is right when you enter, and they're right here, which would lead right there, but the stairs are actually all the way on the next room down, which is the TV room, as I call it. And then right here in this kitchen, there would actually be the place of the TV room. But I understand why they did it. It's because the kitchen, it's not really that open with stuff, and the TV room is probably the most important room of the whole house. Besides, like, I guess you could say the children's room and Marge and Homer's room. Because that's like the most recognizable room in the whole entire house. So they kind of had to put it so that you could play with that. But this part right here, the kitchen is really kind of small because there's actually two sides of the kitchen. There's this side right here, and then when you put it like that, there's this side right here, which leads to the patio. And it is very, very clustered because they tell you to put the table not even on this side, which I think you should put on this side. Or no, they tell you to put it on this side, but if you put it on this side, it actually blocks the way to the door outside. So I kind of put it just on this side, so you kind of see it when you're looking outside. And it makes a lot more sense. And I think they show on the box to put it on this side, so it's weird in the instruction booklet they put it on the other side of the kitchen. But you can see the actual build for the chairs, and they tell you to make 4 of these, is really, really detailed, and I actually do like that. It's they use a lot of unconventional chair pieces. They don't just use regular chair pieces. They use kind of these slips right here. Then they use these little handle parts right here on the bottom. So it is a snot technique chair. And like I said, they do give you 4 of those. Then they give you this table, which is definitely scaled down from the size in the actual show itself. You can see there's these 2 cups right here, and then this kind of teal tabletop. And it's just on these 4 little parts right here, which actually tend to break off easily, so you probably can't play around with it too much. But if you put it on this side, they won't really break off because it's less cluttered and you're less likely to play around with this. But like I said, if you put it on this side, it blocks the door, and that kind of doesn't make sense because the door is really fun to open and close and stuff like that. There's this little pot right here, and a little bit more details with some more drawers on the back on this side. Let me see if you put it like this. You can see the drawers open and close. I didn't put any of the utensils in there, but on this side I actually put a lot of the extra utensils, because what they do is they give you a friend's kind of packet of utensils where they just give you all these extra ones that they don't even tell you where to put it. So I just kind of put them in the drawers right there, so you can see right there I have a few utensils. And on the sides they have this little beater utensil right there. They have a few cups and then a little frying pan. And you could open and close it, and I put the cupcake tops right here, which they also put in the Friends accessory pack in the set. Of course, they don't label it Friends. It's just one of those regular parts packets that are found in the bags. And you can see it right there, the little cupcake pieces or cupcake tops. And you close it like that. And like I said, this is the door to the back. It opens from the back side like that. And they have some very nice detailed tile flooring in the whole kitchen. And there's not much on the back right there. There's actually a little sink and some windows. So that's it for the kitchen areas. Then for the most, I guess, I don't want to say it, but iconic part of the whole house, it's the TV room or the entertainment room or whatnot. You can kind of see it right here. It's probably the biggest room on the bottom floor because they really wanted to nail this down. And the cool part about this is the only part where you could do this on the bottom, but you could take off the top part. So you could play around inside there. So right now we're going to cut to a top view. Okay, so here is the TV room, and they actually really nailed down the carpet part right here, and you can take that part to see more inside. They have a sticker right here that kind of puts the carpet in the middle right there, that little printed part, which looks great. And then they have the couch itself. Now, the only bad part about the couch is it doesn't fit all the family members right here. You actually only fit maybe like, I think it's 4 of them. You'll have to have Marge sitting like this, and again, I don't have her little apron part because it's really hard to sit her down with the apron. And you could sit Homer like that, and you could kind of put Lisa right here, or Bart. And then you have to have Maggie, and someone said this on Eurobricks, and I forgot who, but it's kind of like she's a parrot and she's on the back because she doesn't really have much of a space to fit in. So I guess you could kind of fit her on the back like that or something like that. But it's just really kind of disappointing that you can't fit all 5 of the family members like they show with the couch gags or stuff like that. But I understand why. It's just really kind of unrealistic with the way the parts are made and stuff like that. So it's kind of an excusable flaw. But you can still fit the whole family member in the room itself because it is a very big room, like I said. And you can kind of put 3 of the family members on the couch, and then you can maybe put Maggie and Bart on the carpet like that, because Maggie usually doesn't watch the TV on the couch. She just kind of comes in, plays around on the bottom part right there. So that's cool. And they actually have this little jumper part right here where you can put the TV, and the TV itself is a really, really awesome design. You can see it's really kind of, it uses a lot of snot techniques, and they have the Itchy and Scratchy, not really printed, but they have a sticker that shows the Itchy and Scratchy logo of the show right there, which looks great, and I'm very excited that we're getting Itchy and Scratchy in the collectible minifigure series because I love the Itchy and Scratchy show. Heck, I'm amazed LEGO actually put that there because, you know, it's really, really violent, but that's kind of what's funny about it. You could just stick it because there's these little, kind of, I guess you could say, stands on the bottom like that, and it gives it really kind of a retro look of a TV, and it looks a lot like the one in the show. So you can move that around like that. It tends to like kind of fall off easily, but I understand because there's just really one jumper part right like that. And you could probably move it around like that. So that's really cool. I really do like this TV room, even though it's not exactly accurate because the TV room doesn't even have the stair part like that. But you can see the stair, there's the actual stair part that leads to the top floors right in the TV room. And then right here they have this little phone, which is accurate to show because right next to the couch there's a phone. And then they have this underside, which actually has nothing in it, oddly enough. But that's just a cool little detail because on the back there's these 2 little windows right there. And of course, they even have the little painting, which is a sticker. But it's a very, very cool sticker. It's very well done. And it's a necessary sticker too. You can see right there, I actually applied it really well, and I'm proud of myself for doing that. But they have the sailing or a sailboat painting right there. So that just kind of sticks up on there because there's these 2 little studs sticking out of the wall. And it sticks on like that. You could actually take out the little couch if you want to because it's just on one little jumper like that. So you could kind of renovate this if you're not like a Simpsons fan and maybe make this like an extra room without like a TV or something like that. I don't know. A guest room maybe. And you can even see on the side right here is a door that leads to the garage when it's connected. So that's all really cool. The only little flaw about this area that isn't really an excusable flaw is this part right here for the phone. This little drawer always seems to fall off, and that's why I never really like these pieces, because while they're a really cool concept, and these have been around for a while, they always fall out. Look at that. So that's just kind of because in the show it's kind of like a one stand. There's no bottom drawer part, and there's no bottom part like this, but it's just kind of one stand with a drawer like that. So maybe LEGO needs to make a new piece for that. But I don't see why they would make it just for this set, but it would be a very usable piece because even in Friends they have a few sets that use it kind of like this. And it would just make sense to make one without a bottom space like that, where this part is securely kind of it secures the drawer part like that. But that's it for the bottom part. Really love the touches on this one with the painting and the carpet print, or not really printed piece, but sticker, and then even the Itchy and Scratchy sticker. So in cases like this, the stickers really do enhance the set. And now you can see more of the stair part right here. And like I showed before I actually took a look at the set, you could take off the top part that the stair leads to, and it connects on like that, and you can see it fits on really perfectly. And that leads us to the top floor. And this is the first top floor, which is the first hallway and the only really hallway of the whole part. And you can see part of Lisa's room right here, but we'll take a look at that later. And the best way to look at the hallway right there is from here. And there you can see there's these 4 doors. There's this door to the bathroom right here, this door to Homer and Marge's room, this door to Lisa's room, and then this door to Bart's room, which has the keep out sticker like that. So that's really cool. And even on this little side part, I didn't notice this in the press release, but I actually just first noticed this when I actually built the set itself. There's these 2 little stickers. Let me see if I could find it because one of them just fell and it's a more interesting one. And there's these 2 little stickers for paintings, like in the TV show, because the stair part has paintings, but they're not exactly these paintings. I mean, there's I think there's one of the family, then one of Marge's family, and then there's one of Abe and I think Maggie. And you can see right here they have Abe Simpson. So I hope we get Abe in the minifigure series, because you can see they actually have his little headpiece like that, which is basically just a render from the show or something like that. But you can see he has a torso with a suit, which is not his traditional clothes. But hopefully this indicates that we'll get Abe in the minifigure series. But this isn't like a printed tile, it's just a sticker. Then they have one for Maggie too, which is just adorable. And you can see she's sticking out her arms like that. So that's really cute. And that just sticks on the side little wall like that, because you see little bricks pointing out of the wall. And then we go into Bart's room, which you can't see from the back or from opening the set up like that. You actually have to see from the back like here. And you can see there's a little poster for Krusty the Clown, which is a very, very nice poster, just like in the show. There's this little bookshelf right here, which has Bart's cap in the show, which doesn't fit on him in the set itself. Because if you see, obviously it doesn't really like go over his head because he doesn't have like a stud or anything like that. That's a cute little reference to the show. And he has a Radioactive Man comic, which is actually a printed piece, which is very, very nice. It's not a sticker or anything like that. And I don't really know if I want Radioactive Man in the LEGO Minifigures The Simpsons series. So I don't know. I hope they don't put him in there. Maybe it would be cool if they had like a second series, but not really the first series, because he's not like a essential character. But it's nice to see that he appears in comic form at least. And so there's that. And you can just kind of stick that on his desk right here, on Bart's little desk. And it sticks on perfectly. And then this is a sticker right here. So there's a few printed tiles and then there's a few sticker tiles. Sorry about that, but what I was saying is that there's this little board right here, which is accurate to the show too, where it shows a calendar, a little poster of kind of a plane, and a little poster of this, I guess you could say, green thing with a mouth in. So that kind of fits right there on the little studs on the wall. Then you can actually take out Bart's desk, because it's only on that little jumper piece right there, and then a jumper piece right here. And you can see the detail on that, which is just great. There's this little cup right here. And the cool part about that is that there's actually this really cool little neat build of a chair which fits under his desk perfectly. So when you put the chair, or when you put the table down like that, you could slide the chair under here, kind of like a swivel chair or whatever, and it slides in really, really perfectly like that. So that is all so cool. And for the actual bed itself, this is going to be kind of hard to show. Let me see. Or I'll just take off this part right here. You can see the build for the lamp is really cool because it's just a little sausage right there. And then the bed has this really nice purple detail and some red detail on the little part right there for the backboard. So overall, a really cool room. And now I guess we'll take a look at Lisa's room. So to look at Lisa's room, you kind of have to take off this part right here because it's all the way on the side, or you could take the hinge off right there, which of course connects from the bottom. And you can see her bed right there. Then you can take out her little assignment, which is another printed piece, which is really cool. And it says A+ Lisa, because you know Lisa's very smart and she gets A+. And that's a printed piece, but the little poster on the side right here, which says Jazz Fest, is a sticker. And so that's a cool little detail with the poster. You can just put it on the side because, like how they put all the other posters on, like the ones in Bart's room, there's just these little studs on the wall. So that is all so cool. And then you can put the assignment right there. And also in her room is this little camera right here, which I'm pretty sure in the later seasons, she uses her camera a lot. So it's cool to have a camera on the stand, kind of like how this camera right here is on the stand. And you can fit that, and it's a cool little, I guess you could say, snot technique because they use a little steering wheel on the bottom. So that's nice. And then right here you can see there's a lamp which fits on the side of her bed. This build right here actually reminds me a little bit of Mia's bedroom from 2012 because it kind of has this little bed right here, and then they have the little connected parts which has a lamp similar to this. Then the bookcase, or the bookshelf right here, is really cool too because you can see the book details. They just kind of use some snot techniques and put these little tiles on the side, or these little plates on the side, and then a tile to cap it off. So that's actually a really, really cool detail, and you can see the back of that right there. I'm guessing this is like a paint bottle or something right here. And they give you a nice little magnifying glass, which is quite an uncommon piece nowadays, but it was used a lot in Adventurers. And you could stick the net magnifying part right there. And then on the top, I guess this, I'm not really sure what this is. It's not like a donut or anything, even though it has the colors of a donut. But that's just on the top of her bookcase. Or bookshelf. I don't know why I keep on saying bookshelf. Or bookcase. And other side of the room right here, which I kind of showed briefly earlier on, is this part right here. It's a little disappointing to see that they didn't put like a mirror sticker or something right there, because it looks a little bit odd just with the gray part. But this is where she brushes her hair, and you can see they give you a little hairbrush right there, which is very loose. And they give you this part where she could kind of stand on, because, you know, short minifigures cannot sit down. So let me see, where's Lisa? You would just kind of stand Lisa like that when she's doing her hair. So that's cool. And then they give her, or they give you her little backpack, which is actually really cool because this fits just like her backpack. I mean, it's a skydiver piece, but that's how her backpack looks in the show, I'm pretty sure, which it's lime. Or is it Bart's backpack? Or I don't know. I think it might be both of their backpacks. But that's just really cool. And so yeah, that's it for Lisa's room. Like I said, you can kind of connect it once you put this down. It connects. You have to just secure it like this. Okay. You can open it up with this hinge, and they connect from both sides with the opening part right there. So you can see one side's right there, and the other side is right there. And her and Marge and Homer's room is kind of the only rooms that do that. Next room up is the bathroom right here, and you can open it from there, but there's no like little other part. This is really the only way to get in. But to see inside there, it's not really necessarily a way to get in, but you can see on the back right here, it's going to be hard because I have to kind of slant this, so just making sure everything's secure. Inside the bathroom, there's actually some really nice details. There's this little sink part right here, which you can kind of see. I can't really point to it, but it's in that direction right there. There's a toilet part, which has this really, really cool detail for the toilet paper roll, which I have not seen before. It's a very, very clever detail, which I guess, let me see, I might be able to get a close-up of that. And then we got the little shower part right here, which has a hot and cold button. You can see blue is for cold and then red is for hot. And they use this kind of panel right here in translucent, clear. And then they have a little part for the shower right there, for the bottom of the shower. And then they have for the toilet paper roll, there you go, there's kind of a close-up. What they did was they had a little part on the wall, like a little stud right there. And they stick a car window door on the side like this. Then they put a stud on the end of the car window door. And they just kind of stuck it right here. And bam, it looks like a toilet paper roll. I think that's extremely clever and extremely like cool looking. And it's just a very, very nice detail overall. You can see it fits like that right next to the toilet. So that is really cool. And even the toilet itself is a very nice detailed toilet. I always like getting new toilets from LEGO because they always have cool designs for it. And right there. That is it for the bathroom. Then since there's all these loose pieces, it sounds like it's breaking, but it's just really loose pieces falling. And on the side right here are the last room, and it's the last part we'll take a look at today. Or I guess, or no, we have the garage coming up. So we got Marge and Homer's room and also Maggie's room. But they're all just one room altogether, which is a little bit inaccurate because Maggie has her own room. But to be honest, even in the show, I can't really point out Maggie's room. I mean, all I remember is her crib, so I guess she doesn't really need a room in this house, like a separate room. And you can see Marge and Homer's room right here. It would have been maybe cool to lead to the bathroom because I know Marge and Homer's room, even though I think it's on this side, the bathroom's on this side. They have a door that leads straight to the bathroom, and they have their own bathroom. But you can see right here, Marge and Homer's bed. So that's really cool. There's actually a detail right here for this little basket where you put the basket right on the side right there, and it just kind of stays on like that. So that's cool. And then there's this little a vacuum machine which Marge uses. I actually remember she used a vacuum machine, I'm pretty sure from the Simpsons arcade game, which I played the heck out of as a kid. It used to be at like a roller skating rink. I would go there just to play the game because I am not really that athletic, so I didn't really roller skate. So the vacuum itself though is actually really cool. It's a nice detail. You just kind of put it right there, and you can see it sticks on to, it's like, it has this little handle, and it's a very unique build. They use the bodies for robots. I know they use this, I think, for droids and life on Mars little alien guys. And then they use this little part right here, this little handle for the bottom. So that's actually a really, really nice, like unconventional way to make a vacuum. And you can kind of fit her on the side right there. And you can see, I guess she's vacuuming Maggie's side of the room. And there's not really much else on this side, but then on this side, if you take a look, there's Maggie's little crib, which is really cute, and you could stick Maggie in there just fine. She fits in there perfectly. You just gotta put her hands up like this. And there you go. So that's really adorable, and it just works perfectly. And I forgot to show this, but on all the roof parts, there's actually these little lights right here, which is accurate to show because in the show they have the lights on the little ceilings. So you can see there's one right there, and then there's a few right here. So if you're wondering what these little domes are on the top of the roofs, like in the inside of the roof, so when you put it down like that, they're actually just little lamps on the little ceilings. So that's really cool. And you can see there's a window outside on Maggie's side of the room. And there's not really much else on Maggie's side of the room, just a door that opens. So that's it for all of the top floor rooms. So I'll take a look at the garage, and then I'll take a look probably at an overhead view for the roofs. Okay, so here's the garage section of the house, and the cool part about this is that it opens just by lifting up the little garage door like that. So that's really cool. It reminds me a little bit of the 2007 Creator House, I believe, which I never got around to getting, but they had kind of a garage that was kind of big like this, and the door opened the same way. Of course, you could fit the little car in the garage by putting it in like that and then closing it. So it fits really well, and you can see how much space is in here. And of course, to get in there, you got to take off the roofs, and I'll show a little bit more detail on the other roofs after this. But you just take off the two roofs, and actually one of the roofs has this little part right here. So you can see this part has nothing there, so it overlaps the other roof, which does have stuff there. And that's kind of how it fits like that, and it gives that kind of design that this roof and that roof are kind of like connected. So that's a really cool touch. They kind of nail it down, and then to get inside here, you can see there's actually a lot of room for the car, and there's some power tools on the back because there's just kind of, I guess you could say, grid with tools connected to it. But if you take out the car, there's really nothing in the garage besides the stuff on the side right here. So there's just this huge space where you can put stuff, but it's really just meant for the car. I don't really see what else you can put in here. So you can see the car like that. And with the power tools, there's just a whole bunch kind of stuffed in this little piece right here. And they actually use this snot technique where they put the, like this little, I guess it's a window panel, and they put another window panel and they connected it with the towel right there so you could fit power tools. That's actually really cool, but it does get really cluttered, so I would recommend not putting all the tools in there. And that's probably what I'll do. I'll probably take out a few tools so it doesn't look so cluttered. But they actually have this little part right here, which you can move up and down to move this little oiling can and this little drill. But you can really put any tool there, but those are the ones that they tell you to put. And you could remove this module just by taking it out because it is on a little jumper, which is kind of the same with a lot of the other stuff. Like I know the TV is the same way, and the couch, where they put a lot of them on just these jumpers so you could easily take them out. You can see the back right there. These two right here are spray cans, spray paint cans. So that's what Bart used to put the El Barto on the little ramp, even though none of them are black spray paint cans, which is kind of funny. But right here, you can see there's not really much else besides a little jumper. Then there's this little toolbox right here, which again uses another jumper, but it's one of the 1x2 jumpers. It just fits on like that. That's actually from the Series 6 mechanic, so it's nice to see a CMF series piece in an actual set, which we are seeing a lot nowadays. And you can see the two 1x2 jumpers right there, and the little workbench area right here, which fits on quite well. You just gotta pop it in like that. Of course, now it's not fitting well. There you go. There's this little broom right there, and here's how the garage door stops. It just kind of hits that, and that's how it stops, so it doesn't break or anything like that. Now on this side right here, there's not really any other detail except another stopper on the side, and you could kind of put something right here, I guess. But yeah, that's really it for the little garage and the little window on the top right there. Like I said, just in case you missed it earlier, on the side they actually have this little green part right here, which is just a little kind of grassy area, which is really cool. So now I'll show you how the roofs work. And for these two roofs, you just kind of put it right here. And yeah, I cannot pronounce my R's too well. It's always a problem I've had. You see, you just kind of stick this right here. And of course they use the little lights that I showed earlier, the little lamp parts. Then you put this one under. So that's how the roofs of the garage work. Then for the rest of the house, you just gotta take these roofs right here, which I have all separated. Take the house and put it right here. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see right here. And then for this part right here, the first roof is, which one is it? I think it's this one, right? And it doesn't there's no studs connecting it. It just kind of slides on like that because there's these little plates that position it correctly. So that one fits like that. Then for this roof right here, you just put it like this. And that one fits like that. Of course, under there's these two little lamps that I was talking about, the little ceiling lights. Then for the big roof right here, you just put it on like that. And that's how it fits. And you can see the top detail right here. They have this part right here, which is seen in the show. I think it's the antenna, I'm not completely sure. But this is the same part where in the Simpsons movie, Homer was trying to fix the top part, and he said, and then it fell through. He fell through the whole part. So that's funny, because you could actually recreate that scene, because of course you can make minifigures walk on the roofs because they have these little studs right here. And then the last part is this little chimney part, which uses a little vent, and it just connects on two jumpers right there. So yeah, that is it. I'm sorry it took so long, but this is just so packed with detail. And that was a Simpsons house set. All the little details and everything. Of course, this section right here, we got Bart's room, the hallway, the staircase leading up. Then for this section right here, we got Marge, Maggie, and Homer's room. Then for this section right here, we got the bathroom, Marge, Maggie, and Homer's room, and then Lisa's room. So yeah, overall, just an amazing set. And now let's get on to the final verdict. Overall, this is as close as we could get to a perfect LEGO set. I mean, wow, this set is just amazing. I could even say it's on par with Town Plan, which that's saying a lot because Town Plan is probably one of my favorite LEGO sets, or it probably is my favorite LEGO set, or one that I think is the best. And I could actually even say this is better. Yeah, I know. Just the design of it is just excellent. It looks exactly like the one in the show in the recent days. Sans the little top part right here on the garage part, which I don't really mind because I can't really see them putting it there and then making it work with an inside part and then making it a fair price. But I mean, even though the rooms aren't exactly accurate, yeah, a lot of them are switched. I understand why they did it. It's so you could actually have more of the, I guess you could say, iconic locations, more accessible. The TV part right there is much easy on the back side because you could actually move around the stuff. I explained it in a close-up, but what I'm saying is basically this set is nearly flawless. The flaws are so minor. Like I said, the only problem with Marge is really that her boots are not printing, or her high heels, which is a little bit of a flaw because it looks like she's barefooted. But then again, you could just say that she goes out barefooted to put her plants out because that's what she's doing in this scene. I love the molded heads. I know a lot of people don't like that, but I think that's just the perfect way to translate the characters from the cartoons into real life because they have such odd shaped heads that it just translates perfectly if you could make them molded. And I think they nailed all these. Yeah, their eye expressions aren't really their most recognizable version, but I understand why they did it. It's because, the collectible minifigure series will have their regular outfits, their regular eye expressions and stuff like that. So I don't mind that at all, and I love variation. I know a lot of people are complaining about that. I'm like, why are you complaining about that? I mean, the minifigure series, they're going to be $4 each in the United States. Just buy all the ones you want of them, so you gotta buy 6 if you want to replace all these, and I think Maggie is probably the same as the minifigure series. Then you have regular eyes. I mean, it's not really much of a big whoop. And like I said, you get variation, which is always cool to get variation. And just the design of the house is amazing. You could fit this into a Lego City, and you could probably buy a few of these, expand these, maybe split them up into little ones and make a whole neighborhood of these. And they're not really exclusive just to I guess you could say a Simpsons diorama or whatever. The Death Star, even though it's amazing, that really just fits into the Star Wars universe. You know what I'm saying? Even though, don't get me wrong, the Death Star is probably one of the best sets ever. And I'm not saying this is better because I can't really judge that set because I don't own that set. But I mean, just the little details, like the Radioactive Man comic, or the itchy and scratchy print on the TV. And it's not really a print, it's a sticker, but that just looks great. I love the design of the TV itself and the piano, and I mean, it's just amazing. I love how they pulled this off. I love how you could open it. I love how you could split it up. I love how there's places to play. This is like my dream Lego set, not only because it's Lego The Simpsons, which is something I've been waiting for forever, but it's also the most recognizable part of The Simpsons, I guess you could say, besides the characters, like the most recognizable location. And then put it all together into a building, which I love buildings when I was little. I love houses. I love making houses like this. And it's not like a facade, or I can't even say it. I know it's like facade or something like that, or a F-A-C-A-D-E. It's not one of those. It's actually a full thing that has a back that you could open. Reminds me of like the haunted house, but I think this is better. All the little rooms, all the great colors and stuff like that. I mean, wow, this set is just amazing. It's definitely an A+. I definitely recommend it. If you're looking for a set and you have over $200, I would say just buy this. I mean, I guess if you're like more of a Star Wars or like a space fan, yeah, you probably can't fit this into your dioramas or whatever, your setups. But just the pieces alone from here are excellent. Like I said, it's $200 for 2,500 pieces, which is just amazing. That's just an awesome price per piece ratio. So I can't express it. And even the car, they included the car. Can you believe that? Wow. This set is amazing. Go buy it. Go get 2 of them. Maybe I might buy 2 of them. I don't even know. Once I get a little bit more money, maybe in the future I'll buy one, just so I can say I have a sealed copy and then I have an open copy. But who knows? We'll see. So that's it for today. I guess I really hope you guys like this review. This took me a while to build, took me a while to shoot this, and I will see you guys later, hopefully with more LEGO The Simpsons videos. Bye.